Ambassador, Dr. Anna Karagu, executives, dear friends from both the European Union and ASEAN, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I think this is an exciting event that brings people from two major parts of the world together, working on an area that are neutral in nature, and that is science, technology, and innovation. And I believe that this is not the starting point, and as a matter of fact, we have been cooperating for a number of years now. But the point is, time has changed. Dynamism is now taking place, especially in the area of promoting innovation. So it's more important now to try to examine what we have done and what we should be doing in the future, recognizing the fact that both continents have many flagships. In EU, you have Horizon 2020, as Mr. Ambassador has mentioned. In the ASEAN region, we are in the process of transforming. Many of our ASEAN colleagues are here. Can tell you that we are in the process of transformation from the conventional science technology development into a more proactive ASEAN plan of action in science technology and I believe innovation in particular. Before I go further, let me congratulate the European Space Agency. Some of you might have heard this morning that we should be proud that for humankind, this is the first of its kind, that the Rosetta and I don't know how you pronounce Philae, comet probe has arrived at comet number 67P, which has a very weak gravity, and this takes a long time. The probe has traveled 10 years, right? And to land at the comet is not simple because the comet flies at the rate of 40,000 miles per hour. So this is one example that maybe Euraxis and ASEAN can take as an example and strive toward that kind of thing. Maybe doing half of that would be satisfactory. Let me also mention that we, especially in the ASEAN region, has a strong need on average. The reason I say average because among us 10 countries, we have different stages of development. We have different contexts of development. Our investment in research also differ roughly from the fact that some invest like 0.2% of GDP up until some invest like 2% of GDP. So that is a vast difference. However, one of the common themes that all ASEAN 10 face is the challenge of human resource, especially human resource in science technology. And what would be very useful is the fact that apart from working among us intra-ASEAN region, it is also very important for us in ASEAN to work inter-regional, especially with our friends and partners in the European Union. So let me set the stage by saying that this particular gathering is very important for the future of us, ASEAN and EU, through the networking and sharing and joint research, especially among ASEAN researchers and researchers in the, under the program of the European Research Area. We also need to work harder in order to get us to the level of innovation. In the past, many economies encounter the fact that even though we have strong science, strong research, but I'm sure that many governments are demanding that we bring those science and technology in the laboratories into commercialization or into a better use for societal purpose. So this is a big challenge for many governments, Thailand included, of course. The partnership can be very extensive. Both parties have their own flagships, but I have listed many of the important flagships from both ASEAN and EU, and I find that we have a lot of common grounds. Green technology, food security, energy security, biodiversity, healthcare, and you name it. So I don't think the differences is of great importance. It's more of how we can work together to cut down on the redundancy and extend the benefits from both continents. Last but not least, let me say that in ASEAN, among us, we have also been very proactive. Apart from setting a better direction for ASEAN movement in science, technology, and innovation, since early this year, we have agreed among 10 of us, 10 countries, to work on the so-called ASEAN talent mobility, to understand better how positioning each and every ASEAN country to understand better the approach as well as the consequence of knowing the brain circulation well, not to be too afraid of the zero-sum game of the mobility issue, but to try to benefit us all as common benefit rather than some win and some loses. And certainly, if we can understand the positioning of brain circulation in ASEAN better, we certainly can work better with the EU. And I don't think we have to wait for any study because mobility is already taking place. However, to understand that and to work with our partner, especially, I understand that the EU also has interest to join us in the ATM study. I think that would be a good platform for a better relationship, especially in research cooperation, and to drive toward innovation for the better quality of life of the people in both continents, as well as for us to be competitive and prosper in the future. Thank you very much.